All right. Hi, good evening, everybody. So today is writing session 5, and we are going to begin with the session now. You need to keep these instructions in mind while taking the session. Make sure you have a stable internet connection and noise-free environment. And we recommend you to use your earphones for the best experience. And please respect your instructor, classmates, and yourself. Do not write anything inappropriate in the chat box, guys. Moving forward, we have these three memberships: bronze, silver, and gold. So you all know as to what is all this about. So if you want to upgrade to any of the memberships, then just drop in your details in the chat box, so you can also contact the organization from the contact details that are available on the website. These are a few reviews that we've gotten, guys. There is one more thing. Okay, so this is the homepage of ubergrad.com. All right. In this, so you can go to explore, check out the countries, universities, courses, and exams. You can also put filters over here and check out for various universities you want to go abroad. Okay, abroad. Okay, so there are a lot of for example, I open study in the UK. You land upon this tab. In this, you can filter according to your need the tuition fee. For example, you increase. Oh God, I think this is not working. These are these are a few people who got admitted by organization abroad. Okay, coming back to the homepage, guys, go to solutions, go to free profile evaluation over here to book your expert slot. All right, choose a date, choose a time. Okay, so you can book a slot for the free profile evaluation from here. Then you can go to talk to counselor to book a slot, go to store, and you can enroll in any of the courses you feel like, guys. Okay, the free courses that are available for you, you can enroll in all of that. Okay, so do that as well. Then you can check out the loans fair, guys. This will be happening tomorrow, so I'm just dropping in the link in the chat box. Do register for this loan fair that is going to take place tomorrow. It will be taking place from 5 to 8. It is a 3-hour loan fair. Do register for it tomorrow. Do register for it tomorrow. All right, and I'll see you guys there. It is a free event, 5 to 8, 7th October, that is tomorrow, and it's absolutely free of cost, guys. So do register for it. Okay, and it's going to be a really good event because there are going to be many companies to interact with you all. Okay, coming back to the home page, you need to go over here on your name, go to my test preparation, go to IELTS live classes course. Okay, and you land upon this tab. Over here, you'll find all the handouts and the recordings, guys. All of them are here. Writing day 5 handout. I'll just share the link in the chat box very quickly. Just check it out while taking the session. All right, and you can also check out the various recordings that we've uploaded. All the previous classes recordings. Today, writing module will also get over, and the last module, speaking module, will begin from next week. Okay. After that, we're going to repeat all the modules again, from listening to reading to writing to speaking. All right. So yeah, you can see the 6th recording, guys, because the 6th time we're repeating these sessions. Okay. So do check out the 6th recording. For example, if you see writing day 1, then also see the 6th recording. That is the latest one. All right. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, that's it from my side, guys. I'll just hand over the session to ma'am, and I hope you all have a great session. On Ubergrad website for GRE geometry day speaking module, we need to be give mic on yeah, in speaking module we'll give you permission. Just a second, I will check very quickly if it is available or not. For geometry day 3 and 4. Geometry. I will ask my team to upload it. Thank you so much, Hiren, for informing. Yes, ma'am, you can take over. Thank you.
Hi guys, good evening. I hope you guys are doing good. Yes. So today thank you, Irene. So, hi everyone. Yes. Today we are going to discuss argumentative writing, that is opinion based writing, or the real debate based writing. Okay. But our structure, everything so follows the same. Okay, so it'll be following the same. And so just what is that, according to the question we are going to work out or tame our essays. Okay, it's that set. So the structure is same, the approach is same, everything is same. Only the thing what we need to do, we need to mold our essay according to the requirement of question. That's it. That's all. Okay, so right. And let me share the screen. Yes, here we go. Let me slideshow. Yes. Opinion based, right? With opinion. So here, see, in some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. So, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages for young people who decide to do this? This is basically kind of argument, isn't it? What is it? It is kind of argument. What is it asking? So young people these days are encouraged to either work or travel for a year between finishing their high school studies and starting university studies. Do the advantages outweighs the disadvantages? Let me tell you guys what we need to do here. And this is the question. This is the question statement. What is that they are telling? So young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. And the next thing, what the question is, do the advantages outweighs the disadvantages for young people who decide to do this, right? So now what we'll do, so let me write out the question for you guys. Just give me a second. I'll share the whiteboard to you guys. Kindly see what we are going to do on this. Again, so we should not wander off the question. What is the question? So based upon that only we are supposed to do our writing. Okay. Now, I'll just write the question here. What is that? Students or youngsters are allowed to what? To either work or travel post their post their secondary education. That means what? Between their secondary education and higher degrees or college studies, before their college studies. Okay. So now they are asking whether advantages outweighs disadvantages. What is this? This is asking for your opinion, isn't it? This is the question, and this is asking for your opinion. So, what you say, if this question is given to me, I will say, because this is asking us your opinion, and that too, what they're asking, whether it outweighs, whether advantages outweighs disadvantages. That means whether we have more advantages or less, this one, more disadvantages. I here want to agree that partially agree with this. Partially agree means in the sense, in some way it is good. In some way, that means I would like to say it has equal advantages and equal disadvantages. So So whenever, this is one hint for you guys, when they ask you people to give your opinion, and if they are asking you, okay, so something like this, whether advantages outweighs disadvantages, I would rather tell you people to take both the stands. That means dual stand. That means, yeah, it has equal advantages and it has equal disadvantages. Why? Because then you can balance the ideas. If you say it has more advantages than disadvantages, that means you need to focus on one particular idea. When you will be focusing on one particular idea, even though you will be talking about different advantages, but you're talking about advantages only, na? You're not talking any extra idea. Advantage, when you're talking about advantage, you're talking about just the users. Why? Why to just focus on one particular idea? What we can do, so we can take up here, so both the advantages and disadvantages in this. So I'm going to write or construct the paragraphs here. I'll just give you the points, okay? The remaining thing you people try to construct so that we can discuss many essays here. So introduction, what you will do, I'll write here. Introduction, basically paraphrase the question statement and give your opinion. What is the question statement? In some countries, young people are encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies. Okay, so the same statement I am going to present in our own words. It is observed, it is observed in certain countries, in certain countries, young students, young students are allowed to take a break, to take a year break, a year break between their completion of high school studies and pre pre to the start of college studies. College studies. College. It is observed in certain countries, young students are allowed to take a year break between their completion of high school studies and pre to the start of college studies. Okay. This is the thing that we have. Same question statement, but we have put in this way. Break, why I am using, because in future I'll be using more work and travel. So that's the reason. That's nothing but a year break only they are telling. So we are using it. Now, the next thing, what is my opinion? As I said, I partially agree, or I believe that, so the because of this trend, so we experienced equal advantages and disadvantages. Okay. So how I'll write, according to my observations, to my observation and experience, experience, this trend, this trend equally, this trend is a blessing as well as a bane, blessing as well as a bane to this society, to the students. Okay. Blessing and bane. That means blessing and curse. Okay, both it is. That means I'm telling that it has positive effect also. That means it has advantages also, disadvantages also. Why we need to always use this advantages, disadvantages? We can use like this the different things here. Okay, so this is what we basically have. So in our this one, this is the introduction we basically have here. Got it? So now let us focus on the ideas for the body paragraph. First paragraph, what you need to write. I have told you people to concentrate on question statement. Question statement is talking about what? Tell me, guys. So the question statement is talking about some countries, they are encouraging people to work or travel for a year between finishing school and starting university study. So before you talk about these advantages and disadvantages, don't you think that you people need to discuss which are the countries, which are the countries where this trend is, where this trend is common. See, you people, even though we haven't researched, but this trend is common among whom? It's common Western countries, isn't it? And why they are planning, or why they are encouraging youngsters to this one take a break? Because from the age of 3, okay, child will study. So hence child will almost study. So for 12 to 13 years to complete high school. That means students or children will be only focused on studies for this 13 years. Okay. Hence, before they would continue for next 4 to 5 years, it is recommended a small break for them. Okay, that can energize, that can help them to think wisely what is best for them, what subject they need to pick, why they need to pick, and to understand the this one. What is that? That break. So why this concept has come? This concept has come because many scholars feel that before they enter into the higher studies, they need to have a break, because almost they would have spent their 12 to 13 years only study. Okay, that's the reason they are planning to give this trend. Okay, they are planning to give this trend. So that means in the first part, what we'll say, so where it is common, so and is it common in our country or not? Okay, and how it is perceived in our country. Definitely in our country, it is still not accepted full-fledgedly. Okay, taking a break either for work or, so this one, what is that? Travel, it is really not accepted. But however, students take break to prepare for competitive exams. So in our country, so you people can tell that. That means what? You people in the first paragraph, what you will be describing? You will be describing like why and what this trend is. Okay, just 3 4 sentences, fine. Now, in the next paragraph, talk about advantages. Advantages, what all advantages? I'll give the points here. Yes, this trend comes out with an advantage. First is, it is a stress breaker. It is a stress buster for students. Okay. Then what is the next thing? It helps students or youngsters to explore different options interests, etc., that can frame or that can make their future. Working will help them to develop what? Develop discipline. Uh, this one, what is that? Respect time, money, and others' Hard work. Along with that, it also helps them to realize, it also helps them to develop public behavior, and it also helps them to understand the real world and its challenges. Hence, it overall, a work or a study for a year can change the pers- perspective of the young adult and will make him or her what? Matured mature enough to deal the society. Right? These are the advantages. See, general advantages. What we generally get from working, that we are, or by traveling, we'll get. Because we'll come to know different culture, tradition, acceptance, non-acceptance, everything we can write. Now, disadvantages. Disadvantages what? A year gap can put away student, then can put away student back by 10 years, because it's a competitive world. So every year we have n number of students entering higher studies. Hence, after a year back, getting admissions to the universities will be a nightmare. Okay, getting admissions will become nightmare after effect. Okay. Other than that, if students start working, they may get the taste of money and they may end up losing interest in studies. And the independence, economical independence may make them to lose, may make them arrogant and discerning. Okay, arrogant and discerning means, they see the money, they feel that, oh, when we can earn, why we need to care for parents, elders, or anyone. So, not only that, economic independence, they won't, they don't just make arrogancy and this one, they may make a person to involve in illegal and non-acceptive attitudes, non-acceptive habits, okay, and practices. So these are the things that we, and traveling also. Because they travel, if they travel to different places, they may come across different culture, tradition and all, and these influence of different culture and traditional may make them to disrespect so our own culture and tradition, and making them rebel and so isolated from the society. Hence, so it has all these disadvantages corresponding to the advantages that we have. So therefore, now inference, what we need to do. Yeah, every trend will have both positive and negative effect. It is in the hands of people to pick up only positive effect. You can give a generic idea. So yes, so what is that? Even though it will be having positive and negative effect, but it is always in the hands of what? Human beings to pick up or to take only the positive advantages here. So got this, guys? Got to know this? Then I will be doing few more questions. Did you guys understand? Yes. Yeah, skills important. Any doubts here? Any doubts? Shall we go for next question? Shall we discuss how to frame the next question? Okay, right. Let me share few more questions. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yes. See, advantages and disadvantages with opinion. Let us discuss one or two more questions here. In the future, all cars, buses, and trucks will be driverless. The only people traveling inside these vehicles will be passengers. Do you think the advantages of driverless vehicles outweighs the disadvantages? That means they are asking whether we'll have more advantages or less disadvantages or whatever it is in the future. So all cars, buses, trucks will be driverless. The only people traveling inside these vehicles will be passengers. Do you think the advantages of driverless vehicles outweigh the disadvantages? Okay, so let me take this and explain here. Just give me 1 second. I'll just try to show, because this is also tricky one, isn't it? So let me say they're talking about driverless driverless vehicles, and what we have, whether we have, what is that, whether it is advantageous or disadvantageous. Now here also, so I will be telling here, so it will be having more disadvantages than advantages. Okay. So how? And let me tell you what are the, see, the introduction to you people know, paraphrase question statement and give the idea. That means, yeah, it is assumed that so in future, so driverless cars or automated vehicles will be on roads where we don't require any kind of manual operators and operations. See, I'll reframe this thing. You people just see. See, driverless cars, you can see here. What is that we have? In future, all cars, buses, and trucks will be driverless. So the only this one passengers will be there. So here I will try to write. It is forecasted that future four-wheelers, four-wheelers and heavy vehicles and heavy vehicles would be completely automated, completely automated, automated without the requirement of manual operations, and hence only passengers would be a part of would be seen in these future vehicles. Future vehicles. Okay. This is our question statement. See, instead of saying all these, what is that, driverless and all, I just used automated without the requirement of manual operations, and hence only this one. Okay, this is our question statement which we are paraphrasing. Now, here what is that we are going to talk? So I feel that the advantages are more when compared to disadvantages. According to my knowledge, or according to my science and technology knowledge, according to my science and technology knowledge, and the awareness and the knowledge of Indian Indian roads and requirements, I would feel this invention can only bring disadvantage disadvantage to the society, to the nation. Okay, so now I'm trying to tell this trend will bring only negative things. Okay, that means what? The disadvantages are high. Now, what the paragraphs will be? The first paragraph will talk about this automated vehicles. That means what? What happens here? See, if we are taking off drivers, that means these vehicles are run by what? Self-induced systems. Systems, either self-controlled software, either run by a self-controlled control software, or a network that manages the same. Example, what we can say, Tesla. We have now an automated vehicle. So where everything will happen. So, and how does this work? You can describe. So they will have something in the software, they will input, like you can just give that one thing. So we'll have a software that will be working on the commands and instructions. Okay, so this will be happening how? So on commands and instructions. So that means you talk about these automated vehicles and where it is found and how it has come. Okay, usually so again in Western countries you find this, but not in great number. It is just for the trial and error they have left. Okay, so this is the thing basically we have about automated vehicles. Now you're telling why we are writing about automated vehicles or driverless cars and vehicles, miss. Just you're trying to give them what the idea what it is. And then later on, I'll talk about disadvantages. Okay. Here, disadvantages I'll try to write on two ways. One is what? Safety. Safety of the people can be a problem. Why? I'll discuss here why the safety of the people could be a problem. Since it's the software that manages, and software is nothing but it is made by human beings. Hence, so softwares or anything that will not have that intelligence. Okay. So at the time of emergencies, it may won't react. Why? Because it will be following only the instructions presented in the driving manual there. So if in case it comes across any unknown obstacle, unpredicted obstacles, so then I don't think these vehicles would have the AI in such a way that it can mold according to the situation. Whereas if drivers are there, if something comes in front of them, they either try to give a break or they try to take a next turn or a left or a right turn, but they won't be banging into the other vehicle. Okay, so you can give this example. And also, since so all these are big vehicles, hence so the space coverage will be high, and also it will be having the windows, gates and ACs, everything. So any dysfunction of this particular, so it could be the door or it could be the AC or the eating. So if anything tends to go wrong, if a person is not there who is manually driving or monitoring, definitely people who are sitting in the vehicle may not come to know, and they end up in what is that, in a grave situation. That means they may have a this one, what is that, difficult situation if suddenly the car gets fire, catches fire, or the lorry catches fire and all, because we'll not have anything that can be controlled there, isn't it? So these accidents and everything could be common in such so driverless cars. Okay. So and so hence what is that, it is important for us to check these things before even we think of traveling or think of these such this one, what is that, equipments on the roads. Okay. And the next thing is what, infrastructure. Now you may think, how come our infrastructure come into the picture? Right now, the infrastructure that we have is for the driver cars. Okay, so driver cars or driven vehicles and all. So where we know that there are many turns, many this one. So these vehicles would not very easily get adapted to such roads. And also, if these vehicles are on the roads, then non-automated vehicles shouldn't be on road. That means what? Either they need to have a separate lanes, or so they need to, we need to remove the remove all other vehicles. If we are removing all other vehicles, we have small vehicles also, two wheelers, so three wheelers and all. So then so they have to invest more on the manufacture of driverless two wheelers and everything here, so which will be a huge burden on the government. And not only that, they need to change the infrastructure also. So in changing the infrastructure is not a piece of cake, because it will be a great damage to the environment along with great damage to the economy of the country. Okay, so therefore driverless car so will not be advantageous so to the countries economy as well. And not only that, so having this driverless cars, so will take away employment from the people who are drivers and conductors here. Okay, that means the per capita income of a person also will come down here. Okay, so per capita income is, yeah, if per person, if all the drivers are taken out, if all the this one, what is that, conductors are taken out, so what happens? So much loss for the society, isn't it? So not only for an individual, even for the society, nation, for everyone, it will be a loss there. So therefore it is filled with advantages, isn't it? So then in the next paragraph also, if you want, you can see so many disadvantages. You can say we don't have any such advantage. So this could be an advantage only for a person if he doesn't want to drive. But usually people take big cars and everything for driving purpose because they would be passionate about driving. Okay. So therefore, I don't think so. These cars, driverless cars and vehicles would be of any use to the society. Got it? So that is how. So we people need to picturize the hands. This one. Yeah. Now let me take one more question here on agreement or disagreement. See, yeah, we have the question. Just one second. Huh. Some people argue that capital punishment is good or good for a country. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Or is there? If or is there, you need to, what is that? Agree or disagree. I mean, you need to take only one stand. But here they are asking to what extent? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Means you can take the third stand also. What is that? I partially agree or disagree. But if we didn't had this to what extent, if they would have asked only, do you agree or disagree? At that time, what we should have said? Only either I agree or disagree. If we have to what extent? So then what we can do? We can say I partially agree or I partially disagree. That means you can take that third stand also. Now, in such cases, to what extent it is? So that means I will be saying that I partially agree with this thing. See, whenever I get this to what extent outweighs question and all, I like to take both the stands. Why I like to take both the stands in the sense, because I'll get more points, isn't it? When I get more points, I'll be using variety of words, variety of this one ideas and sentences. So therefore, we don't want any, like we won't be repeating anything. But so if we try to take only one stand and if you start writing, we may repeat the ideas. So we don't want to do that. So here the question is, some people argue that capital punishment is good for a country or not. Okay. So now this is the thing, to what extent we have. So for this also, let me tell you people how to create the ideas. It is very easy. Just give me 1 second. Capital punishment. In a country, capital punishment should be mandated, isn't it? Punishment, is it to be mandated or what? Yes. So some people argue that capital punishment is good for country. They are saying that capital punishment is good for country. Good for country. So now you need to say whether you agree with this or not. That means you need to say whether it is good for country or bad for country. Okay, I would like to say in some way it is good, in some way it is bad. Okay, I'll take both the stand. So that means what you're going, I'm going to tell. So how my body paragraph? First, you people know the introduction. My first body paragraph, before I would even argue paragraph, argue that it has, what is that, it is good also and it is bad also. First, let me describe what is capital punishment. See, what I am doing in every question, I'm taking the key idea of the question. I'm talking about that in the beginning. In the first paragraph, what I'm doing, I'm trying to talk about it. By doing that, what you're doing, you are setting the base for your discussion. Don't try to talk more on only capital punishment or only that question idea. You try to understand that question idea. You try to present. See, before we say something is good and something is bad, but at least if we give the description what it is, then the people will understand very well. Na? So only let me try to present what is capital punishment. What is this capital punishment? Giving the death sentence, okay, or sentencing a person. So sentencing means taking away the life of a person for the this one deeds that he has done. That is capital punishment, and where it is seen usually in Eastern countries, it is seen, and it is given in the extreme cases. Okay, so in the extreme conditions it is given, but in many countries, in many Eastern countries and Arab countries, this is a part and parcel of the administration. Okay, so you are just describing what is this capital punishment, what happens in that, and where you see this. That will be the first body paragraph. Second body paragraph, I'll talk about all the advantages of this thing. Okay. Because of capital punishment, the crime rate may come down. Why the crime rate may come down? Because people will get the fear or develop the fear that yes, by doing this thing, so we will be convicted to death. The death is a maximum and dangerous punishment, right? Everyone, no one will be like most of them will not care about other punishment, but death is that punishment, so which is which fears everyone. Okay, so this ideology of the fear of death may not make the person to commit severe this one. So that's those are the advantages. Disadvantages are what? If a country has this capital punishment for certain things, so it is observed that many times, so the people who are convicted would not be the real uh, this one real culprits. Okay, so for example, if someone would have murdered someone, so the reason could be in the self defense, or so in to protect someone else they would have murdered the other person. So in this case, the act of violence was justifiable. So therefore, if one decides for a murder, so if death sentence, then the person who in favor of others so committed this crime, so will be unnecessarily sentenced to death. So that means people may lose trust on the rules that has been made here. Hence, depending upon the circumstances, depending upon the complete overview of the case and understanding, one literally required to change the rule. One should not be fixed. So, okay, for this act, the death sentence is there, but depending upon the situation, it could also be changed. Okay, this is the system that we need to have. So, the like we gave the 3 paragraphs here. Over. So that's it. It is all that simple here. So what we need to do, just we need to understand the question. See, and also we know we don't require any kind of extra knowledge also. It's all what general knowledge you people have. On the basis of that only they are going to ask you. Isn't it? Now, uh, yes, let us try to take one more question. Here, see, the money spent by governments on space programs would be better spent on vital public services such as schools and hospitals. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So first, what you will be doing. So first, you need to discuss whether you agree or disagree. I partially agree. Yes, definitely. So the program, like the abundance of the amount spent on space programs should be limited. Okay. So, or in some cases. Okay. Why? So first of all, I'll discuss what are the space programs and how schools and what are the schools, hospitals, and why the government is spending on it. Okay, why government spends on space programs and this public services, why government, because it is the duty and it is collecting the money, so we'll be talking about that. And to what extent? As I said, I partially disagree. To some extent I agree, to some extent I disagree. When I'll be agreeing, for example, the investment made on Chandrayana was very, very useful. Why? So, because it helped so to raise or to it bought us the name and fame, and not only that, so we could understand so the spatial the celestial bodies in a better way. Okay, and also so because of the success of such space programs, so the different countries may line in to this one, what is that, to contribute, or to this one, what is that, to invest in the further programs of ours. Okay, so that's the thing here. So hence government should invest, because so government's investment on this indirectly helps on the communications and protection of the country. Okay, so that's the thing we have. Then, so I'll also say too much on this may affect the public services. Public services are very, very important. There are, since India is a growing country, so it has definitely some amount of poor who require free education, free hospitals, all these things. Hence, so the amount so should be spent very wise. So if the space programs so are already done, so then less investment should be done on these things. So why? Because the schools, hospitals, colleges, all these plays crucial role so in safeguarding the public, and public safeguarding is very important than any other space program. So that is why we need money for schools and colleges also. We need money for space programs also. Therefore, I partially agree. That means depending upon the requirement, the government should budget. So whether that particular year they need to invest on space programs or schools and hospitals. So that is the kind of thinking that you people need to do here. Okay. Now, guys, tell me what doubts you people have here. Yes, Manikanta has said improved safety, less accidents, efficiency. Yes, productivity, no need to focus on driving. Yes, perfect. Disadvantage, high initial cost, unemployment, cyber security problems. Yes, these also could be the problems here. But you need to describe and tell that. Okay, you need to write in paragraphs and tell, and also you describe what is this driverless cars also. You need to give that idea. Yes, what about others? Did you get the ideas of how to generate the ideas and what your body paragraph should be? How you need to get the this one? Body paragraph. This is how. First, you dedicate for your question statement. Then you dedicate to answer the questions. Why? Because you will be giving them the 360-degree approach for your essay. It will be better understood. And also, you will not be repeating in any way round. Otherwise, the same thing will be repeating. To avoid the repetition, because just 250 words, so therefore we can just try to present these particular things. Okay. Now, any doubts? You guys are practicing? Practice lot, get evaluated. So not just on the grammatical part, the content part, because we all know that our score will be based on content also, isn't it? So work on your words. Okay, when you work on your lexical resources, words in the sense, so you will be seeing idioms also, you can use the words, one word substitutions, so jargons, all these things you guys use. Why? Because those are the jewels. Okay, when we adorn the jewels, what happens? So the beauty will be increased, right? Even if your writings beauty should be increased, what you need to do, you need to adorn your writings with these lexical resources. Okay, so work on it. So work on your each statement should convey exactly what you're thinking. There should no you should not have any breakage while presenting the ideas. Okay, so kindly focus on this. Write lot. The more you write, the more you get evaluated, your scores will go up. Otherwise, yes, definitely getting 6 on writing is also a nightmare. Keep eye on this. Okay, getting 6 on your writing is also not an easy task. Out of experience, observations, I'm telling this. So kindly guys, work well. And so yes, do you guys have any questions? No questions. Great. I need to keep my collar up, that you guys don't have any this one. I heard a myth. Yeah, Manikanta, tell me. Yeah. Tell me, Manikanta, what is the myth that you this one heard? You can text it. I'll say whether this myth is correct or not. Okay. Will examiner get if they see same type of answers in more? They won't get irritated. They come to know that it is a copy paste kind of thing. And plagiarism is not at all accepted. If they are giving a question, one question on that exam day, that question will be going for thousands of people. Obviously, what the essays will be on that particular idea only. But so if they see the same this one, what is that example, same idea, copy paste, all these things, obviously what they will feel, it is not that they will get irritated. They will come to know that somewhere you have that same template, so which you are following as other students, you don't know to write. This is what they feel, and they won't give you the score. Okay, they will not be giving the score if you people present the same kind of writing. So only I did not give you the template. I only said what is the structure. I gave the ideas, how to generate the ideas and present it, isn't it? Yes, you need to think, because see, each one of you has different thinking process, thought process. You need to project that thought process. You're not supposed to, somebody's idea you're putting there. So how do you express your own idea? Yes, Abhishek, all these things you follow. If you want to get more than 7, please be something like right from your idea to the expression should be extraordinary. Like how I gave the 3 different paragraphs. Many ideas we have here, isn't it? So think at 360-degree level. And even for writing task 1 also, don't just see, oh, this raise, this come down. Something you, when you're analyzing, analyze at all levels. So your ideas also should be extraordinary. The words should be very good. Avoid grammatical mistakes. So all these things automatically, it's not 7. You people can get around 7.5 and 8. In reading, yes, you need to practice a lot. I guess you people would have attended the classes, what we did. So in that, we had given tips for each type of question. please follow those tips, practice lot, and accordingly you will be getting the score. In fact, on reading and listening, you people should get 9 on 9. Why? All the answers are there only. Only it is that you need to pick the, identify and pick the answers. That's it. Okay? Right, guys. Okay, bye. See you in the next session. Bye, guys. Take care. Practice more. Okay, over to you, Supriya.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, if you have any queries, you can put up the queries right